Good evening. Staffing is becoming a major concern in Tennessee prisons as the number of positive cases continues to rise.
The state is reaching out to former employees, and CoreCivic is bringing in workers from other states.
Investigative reporter Ben Hall found there's even a contingency plan to support from the National Guard.
Everybody's going crazy. Everybody's panicking.
Abigail Phillips held up her cell phone so we could talk directly with her fiance, who is locked up inside the Bledsoe County Correctional Complex. Shazan Brinkley had just been told he tested positive.
They'll come to a cell and then they'll say, "You tested positive."
Brinkley is one of more than 580 inmates at Bledsoe that have tested positive.
They've cleared out 2 units and they moved everybody who tested positive into these 2 units. A lot of the people here are asymptomatic. They don't have no symptoms. They're not showing no symptoms. So they really don't, the staff really don't know what's going on here.
Take care of our loved ones. Take care of your staff.
Family members are so concerned they've held marches like this one last week in front of the Capitol.
Our loved ones are human. We need to look out for all Tennesseans, including the Tennesseans that are incarcerated in this time.
First, he had like pains in his chest and his back was hurting and he was tired and he had a fever.
Kimberly Triba's husband is one of more than 1,200 inmates who tested positive at the CoreCivic-operated Trousdale Turner prison.
He said there's hardly any guards there. There's no control. He hardly ever sees guards. He don't know if they're sick or not, but he hardly ever sees any.
50 staff at the CoreCivic prison also tested positive for the coronavirus. In a statement, CoreCivic said it proactively brought in some additional correctional officers from neighboring states to augment the potential needs at Trousdale Turner. The state expects certain staffing levels at the private prison as part of its contract. The company said staffing patterns at Trousdale Turner have not changed. An audit released in January showed prisons were already having trouble meeting minimum staffing levels for officers and medical personnel, which the audit found impacts the ability to provide safe and secure facilities, especially in emergencies. Family members say this is an emergency.
He said a lot of them are sleeping in the hallways on mats instead of in the cells.
The Department of Correction is turning to past employees for help with staffing. In a statement, it said the department has identified several hundred TDOC staff members from across the state who have prior prison experience. It said we are utilizing support staff as needed to ensure essential service delivery.
Some people say they have fevers and they've had like a couple people go to the hospital.
Correctional officers have to worry about inmates' safety and their own. Should more get sick, the state says there is a contingency for support from the Tennessee National Guard.
We have approximately 250 soldiers and airmen that have been training with Department of Corrections personnel in Tullahoma at our mobilization station.
A former Department of Correction employee told me he'd be surprised if many past employees came back to work inside the prison. He said many left for a reason, and that was before the pandemic. Ben Hall, News Channel 5 investigates.